Some people spend their entire lives without ever truly awakening. They chase wealth, status, and endless desires, forgetting that being born human is already a miracle rarer than anything in this world. The story of the blind turtle in the vast ocean reminds us of one truth. Some opportunities once lost may take countless lifetimes to appear again. Long ago, in the endless darkness of the great ocean, there lived an old turtle that had been blind since birth. It had never seen the sunlight, never known the color of the sky or the beauty of dawn. Its entire existence was spent wandering through the cold darkness beneath the sea. By a strange twist of karma, the turtle surfaced only once every 100 years to breathe. But the ocean was too vast, the waves were too fierce, and the turtle was completely blind. Meanwhile, floating upon the surface of the sea was a piece of driftwood. In the center of that wood was a tiny hole, just large enough for the turtle's head to pass through. The driftwood never stayed still. The currents carried it endlessly across east, west, north, and south. The fish who heard about it laughed mockingly. A blind turtle in an endless ocean could never find such a tiny hole. Even after thousands of years, it would still be impossible. Such a thing could never happen. But the turtle never argued. Silently, it continued its lonely journey through the darkness. 100 years passed. The turtle rose to the surface. The waves crashed violently. Its head touched only empty space. Then it sank once more into the deep. Another 100 years passed. This time it surfaced during a terrible storm. The waves spun its fragile body in every direction. The driftwood was far away. Again, it disappeared beneath the sea. Generations of fish were born and died. The ocean continued to roar. The driftwood continued to drift. And the blind turtle kept rising and sinking in silence. Then one day, after countless centuries no one could measure, the ocean suddenly became strangely calm. From the deepest darkness, the old turtle slowly rose toward the surface. At that exact moment, the drifting log floated nearby, and miraculously, the turtle's head passed perfectly through the tiny hole. The entire ocean seemed to fall silent. The fish who once mocked the turtle stared in disbelief. For the first time in its life, the turtle felt the warmth of sunlight upon its ancient shell. It could not see the light, but it knew the light was there. On the shore stood a wise sage watching the sea. He turned to his disciples and said, "Do you see now? To be born as a human being is even rarer than the blind turtle finding that floating piece of wood." The disciples listened in silence. The sage continued, "Most people believe human life is ordinary. But in truth, obtaining a human birth requires passing through countless cycles of rebirth. Therefore, if one gains this precious human life, yet still remains trapped in greed, anger, and ignorance, it is no different from the blind turtle reaching the surface, only to dive back into darkness again." One disciple bowed and asked, "Master, then what is the most precious thing in human life?" The sage smiled gently. "It is realizing that you still have time to awaken. A single mindful breath is worth more than all the treasures in the world." After a long silence, he added, "Being born human is rare. Encountering the Dharma is even rarer. But the rarest and most precious thing of all is turning inward and transforming your own heart. The ocean is still there. The waves still rise and fall without end. And the piece of driftwood continues to wander across the sea. Human life is much the same. We become so consumed by the noise of the world that we forget how rare this opportunity truly is. One day, this body too will vanish like foam upon the waves. Only consciousness and karma continue their journey. So while you still have breath, learn to live with awareness. Learn to love. Learn to purify your own heart. Because among countless lifetimes in samsara, to be born human is already the rarest blessing of all.